Leone is the leader of the Grandezzas? Oh god. If the demise of House Lauren was due to the purge of the Grandezzas, then it's no surprise that she considers us her enemies.
But she has been deceiving us all this time. I can't believe she fooled me. Our new companion is in danger because I put too much faith in her. They aren't someone who would go down without a fight. But I dearly hope that they're safe. Haha, speak of the devil. I'm so relieved to see you safe. Say hello to Hans, my old friend and the Crown Prince's right-hand man. He rushed here all the way from Carta University to help us.
Are you the new companion Matthias has been talking about? You don't look so very reliable. But anyway, nice to meet you. I'm Hans. Currently, I serve as a messenger who spreads the word of the Crown Prince's return to all parts of the world. Anyway, Matthias, you'd better go underground for the time being like I told you. If you don't want to repeat the same mistake, you need to move more covertly. Our aim is to find the Grandezzas, not to drive them away.
Of course, every single Grandezza knows about me. But that doesn't mean I can leave everything to you, Hans. The Grandezzas are the shadows in the darkness. You don't know when or where they'll appear.
Are you still treating me like a child, Matthias? But if you're that concerned, I'll let this one accompany me as you wish. I wonder just how talented you are that Matthias trusts you this much.
Well, our friend is a Mascu nominated by Mukaka himself, after all. When our Crown Prince finally reclaims his throne, I can only hope that our friend shall become a protector marshal like Tanara in the new empire.
In that case, I should try to get on your good side, huh? For now, let's work together to uncover who's behind the Grandezzas. And since we're about the same age, let's drop the formalities too. I look forward to working with you. Then, Matthias, you should go and find a drinking spot. That's what men who are stabbed in the back and dumped by women normally do. As for us, we should go see Master Goar, as Severus said in his message. Ah, Master Goar taught the Crown Prince, and me as well. I was pretty lucky to have learned from such a renowned sage. He was a bit tiring to be around, though. He's a stubborn old goat, and he nags a lot. Who knows? As you've seen for yourself, Carta University is a huge place. But the situation is grave, and we must find my teacher as quickly as possible. I'll search the classrooms, so you go check out the lab. Yes, whoever finds Master Goar should immediately return here with him. The Grandezzas might already be after his life. Not that they will find him an easy mark. He was chosen among the numerous mages in the Empire to teach the Crown Prince. Of course, he's more of a scholar than a mage, but his magic skills are still incredible. He's also one of the few people I defer to.
You can't use that. Please select a valid target. Can't use that. Can't use that.
Ah, you're alone as well. I searched every classroom, but my teacher wasn't there. Was there any clue or trace that my teacher left behind in the lab? There was a monster in Master Goar's lab? That's strange. He's a very fastidious person. There's no way he'd leave such a dangerous creature unattended in his lab. No, not only is Master Goar a renowned scholar, but he's also a powerful mage. He couldn't have been harmed by a monster that you were able to dispatch. But it is concerning that he is away at a time like this. A deformed-looking monster that glowed red. Was it a magical creature? It's strange. I give you that Master Goar has interests in many fields, but there's no way he'd have been conducting experiments using a magical creature at this time. According to what Severus told you and Matthias, my old teacher was investigating the secret plans of the Emperor and the Grandezzas. But monsters and mineral ores at a time like this? It's a little strange. First, we've got to see the dean or other professors and ask about my teacher. About how long he's been away and if anyone knows where he is. Since this is your first time at Carta University, leave that to me. Good. Then we'll meet here again when I finish my investigation. I hope that nothing has happened to my teacher. Oh. It seems my premonitions are coming true. No one has seen Master Gore in the last few days. Well, I can only hope that he hasn't come to harm at the hands of the Grandezzas. I'll continue to search the places where he might be, so you go to the Scarab Forest and meet with Professor Daphne. She is a professor who's been close with my master. She said that there might be a clue to be found in the Scarab Forest. Apparently, Master was immersed with some research in that forest recently. He was researching the phenomena of animals and plants in that forest transforming into grotesque aberrations. Perhaps it has something to do with the monster you saw in the lab. And also with his disappearance. Great, though I'm not sure if you can find anything in the Scarab Forest. Professor Daphne is my master's friend and she's also searching for him. If the Grandezzas are involved in this, they might try to harm her as well.
Are you one of Master Gore's students too? This is where Master Gore carried out his research until recently. He was so engrossed in it, he'd stay out in the forest for days without returning to the university. He was researching some of the strange phenomena that have been appearing in the forest. A series of events took place which, well, they go against the laws of nature. This tree, for example. Until recently, it was an old withered trunk. And now, look at it! Lithe and full of life. Maybe it's just because I'm an elf, but this tree makes me nervous. It seems like an omen. It's a phenomenon that goes against providence. It can only lead to death and destruction.
You can't use that. You can't use that.
You're back. Did you see Professor Daphne? So, was there any clue in the Scarab Forest? This is my master's journal. As we thought, he suspected a connection between the Emperor and the Grandezzas, but he abruptly started mentioning some red stones. Yes, from the middle to the end, it's all about red stones. The red stones are found in abundance at the Ostium Quarry. So the quarry must be investigated, he wrote. Well, I can't say for sure because there are pages torn out here and there. But Master thought that these red stones were the cause of the bizarre phenomena in the forest. But it's puzzling why he took an interest in that during this time of urgency. As we feared, they got to him before us. But even after encountering the Grandezzas, he continued to write about the red stones. Just what are these red stones that preoccupied him like this?
continent is big, you can go anywhere on a wyvern. Ostium in particular is easily accessible by wyvern. Where would you like to go?
You can't use that. Can't use that.
There's plenty of Surma in this quarry. Thanks to the Surma, we seem to be closer day by day to our goal.
Yes. By the way, did you hand over Gore to Master Guido?
Yes, he knows too much. So I think he'll take care of him. Huh? Who's there? A spy. Take care of it!
Can't use that. You can't use that. Can't use that. This is the Iron Protected Zone.
You're back. I was worried that something might have happened to you. You didn't find Master Gore in the mine either? Is that thing you're holding in your hand the red stone mentioned in his journal? You went to find Master Gore, but ran into the Grandezzas instead. I'm pleased that you're back unharmed, but the encounter itself isn't good news. Our worries are turning into reality one by one. Grandezzas were gathering the red stones? Is that why Master Gore studied these stones? What are these things? Do you have any idea what these stones are, Professor Daphne?
No, except for the fact that Master Gore was immersed in his studies. But if these stones are really the cause of the phenomena of the Scarab Forest, it means they have powers that can work against Providence. That's just astounding. The Dean Lawrence might know something about this. He's had a number of private discussions with Master Gore recently. Maybe they talked about this stone.
Yes, I think I'll try that. I'll go see the Dean. Since it's confirmed that the Grandezzas are acting clandestinely in this area, Cartier University, which has bad blood with them, wouldn't hold back in aiding us. The history of Cartier University is a history of continuous struggles to protect the freedom of learning. Past emperors used their Grandezzas to oppress the university. As a result, many professors and students died at their hands. So when the Sun Emperor purged the Grandezzas, Cartier University was overjoyed. And now, if it becomes known that usurper Emperor Hartman has revived them, everyone in Cartier University will turn their backs on him.
This is the Iron Protected Zone.
There you are. We've been waiting for you. I've just been to see Dean Lawrence with Professor Daphne. Fortunately, the Dean knew where Master Gore is. As I expected, he had already reported to the Dean about the Red Stones. Both of them suspected that the Red Stones were the Sage's Stones, so Master Gore went to the Tenebricus pit to confirm his suspicions. Yes, it's also known to some by the name Surma. A long time ago, mishandling of these stones led to the creation of Migraturus, and Migraturus, the Black Tower, brought the Dark Age upon this world. It was an era of madness and barbarism that followed the fall of the Lumen Empire. The Dark Age continued for centuries until the Divine Imperator appeared. We're in a university, but I don't think this is the right time for a history lesson. It's a shame, but I have to stay back and talk a bit more with Dean Lawrence, to make sure that Carta University pledges support for the Crown Prince. Tenebricus Pit is a place filled with peril, so do be careful.
Who's there?
You're the one from the quarry before. You
You can't use that. You can't use that.
Waiting for you. The Dean has told me to help you find Master Gore. After all, this is something that Carta University should care about. If it means tangling with the Grandezzas, you don't need to worry about me. I used to be one of the protectors of El Gratis, even if that was a long time ago now. Dean Lawrence sent me here because he knows what I'm capable of. Yes, even though I abandoned that name and left home a long time ago, my point is that I was fighting orcs before you were born, so I won't get in your way inside the pit, at least. There was a great war amongst elves long ago. I had to kill countless elves who were just like me, with my own hands. I was left confused and full of pain. I wandered aimlessly for years. I'm still searching for answers. But the university is an appropriate place to agonize over things. And apart from that, I take pleasure in teaching students of other races. For elves, the concept of sharing knowledge is unfamiliar, but enjoyable. All right, come to Tenebricus Pit with me. I don't know what's happening inside, but sometimes you have to step into darkness.
Who's there?
You must be here for Gore. Oh, how sad. I killed him without knowing he had an appointment. But that's okay. I'll do you a favor and send you to meet him. Siotutha! Deceased ones, rise from the fire. Enjoy yourselves now.
This is the Highern Protected Zone.
remainder of the notebook we found in the forest. May I look at it? You said you're looking for evidence of a connection between the Emperor and the Grandezzas. Master Gore had that evidence, but they took it. But this journal itself could be a form of proof. It's mainly about the potential dangers of Surma. In the end, the professor's fears became reality. I think you should show this journal to Hans first. We have no choice but to tell him the truth. Master Gore was dead before we started searching for him. That thing we defeated was only his corpse. It's the power of Surma. I have no idea who that human mage might be. He manipulated the power of chaos as skillfully as the wise ones, sages of legend. Surma is the Sage's Stone, the gem that brings destruction. They call it the Seed of Chaos. The chaos it contains can create as well as destroy. It's that very power that brought about the calamity of Migraturus. It feels like it happened only yesterday. We elves live so long. We see so much tragedy. The Lumen Empire was toppled almost overnight, and the Dark Age began. I hope the appearance of Surma doesn't foreshadow another Dark Age. We have to stop that happening at any cost. Humans and elves are far weaker now than they were during the Lumen Empire. We may not recover from a catastrophe like that a second time. If the current Emperor is the one behind all this, it's no longer a problem we can solve alone. We may face the might of the entire Empire.
This is the Iron Protected Zone.
I heard from Professor Daphne roughly about what happened when she arrived. That Master Gore perished at the hands of the Grandezzas. Professor Daphne also said that you have his journal. Is it true?
How dare they murder one of our professors? Dissenting voices in the university are growing louder and bolder in their opposition to the Emperor. Sooner or later, Carter will declare that we support the Crown Prince.
That will be a great boost to the Crown Prince's cause. Also, once the news of what happened here spreads, many lords will turn their backs on Hartman. I grieve the loss of my master, but you have really distinguished yourself this time, my friend.
They've already murdered Severus and Gore. Anyone who knew even the smallest piece of information about what Hartman was planning with the Grandezzas has been eliminated.
Yes, and as implied in Master's journal, it most likely has something to do with Surma. Not only me, but Prince Victor also would want to know about what Hartman is plotting. May I ask you to get to the bottom of this, Matthias?
If it's about Leone, don't worry. I won't make the same mistake again. If I run into her again, I won't hesitate to do what needs to be done. Since I ruined it, I need a chance to redeem myself, right?
Great. Then I'll head out to the Flying Main Prairies and see Gunther, the Baron of Marta. Since he's a close friend of the Crown Prince, he'll help us for sure. And our new companion? You can go with me.
Indeed. The Grandezzas will continue to come after us, and there will be many other enemies too. Even if we consider the Marta territory an ally, we must never lower our guard. I want you to protect Hans while I'm away.
Say what? Protect me? I need someone to talk to, that's all. Anyway, it'd be best for us to travel separately to Marta, avoiding the eyes of the Imperial Army. When you arrive in Marta, head straight to the Lord's Manor.
Ostium is easily accessible by Wyvern. Where would you like to go? You can travel to other locations quickly by Wyvern. We will begin moving as soon as you select a location on the map. Have a comfortable trip!